Hey everybody, KC here. So it was interesting. One of the things that, one of the conversations that we had while I was in Dallas last week for the GMDC Retail Tomorrow mid-year meetup, we're all sitting around a table and we were talking, a group of us, about how nice it was to actually be with people, right? To be able to, to have a different kind of conversation than you would have on Zoom. But one of the other things that came up, which I thought was sort of interesting, was the notion that while, Zoom by its very nature, right, we're all in just boxes on people's computers, but Zoom also provided a unique window in terms of who people really are, right? We got a chance to see people in their natural habitat as opposed to being in whatever workplace they might happen to be, or at a convention or something like that. You got a sense of who people are. It was, and it's been really interesting. I think that there's one guy I've done Zoom stuff with, and he's got all Grateful Dead posters. And because he's a deadhead, and I would not necessarily have believed that this guy, or thought that this guy was a deadhead, just loves the Grateful Dead. And I thought that was cool. Another person I know, it's got all sorts of musical instruments in the background. And the ability to have conversations with people while you're seeing them in their natural habitat, and it's often interrupted by kids or spouses or dogs and cats and things like that, I think has allowed us all to see each other in a more human way. And listen, the world being what it is today, I think a good dose of humanity is a positive thing. It's funny, Robert Gates is the former Secretary of Defense. And whenever I see him interviewed, he's in this great room and there's a fireplace behind him, and depending on the time of the day or the time of year, the fire is going, but there's also bookcases. And what's really interesting about Robert Gates is it's like 7, 8, 9 books in his bookshelf that I can always see, and they're all about W.C. Fields. And it's like he's usually talking about, foreign policy, government. This is an incredibly smart, respected guy. But I really want to ask him about why he loves W.C. Fields. That's but that's just a window into something about him. It's funny, since I've been doing all these things and doing them here in my office, I get email all the time saying, wow, who are those pictures of? And yeah, they're pictures of my mom and my dad when they were kids, and pictures of them as they were older. There are pictures of writing icons. You can see books by people that I love, baseball mitts, the whole 9 yards. Dogs, of course, dogs. If nothing else, you have, for better or for worse, and maybe a lot of people probably don't care, right? But a little something about me, and you know where I'm coming from. I think that's been a really nice thing about Zoom, and I kind of hope it doesn't completely go away. I think the more we can see each other as human, the more we have insights into other people's personalities. I think that's good. It's good for us personally, it's good for the business, it's good for the world. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.